New York City in the early 1600s was a city completely unrecognizable today. Between 1624 and 1664, a small group of Dutch settlers transformed the wild, muddy tip of Manhattan Island into a remote trading post known as New Amsterdam. In this video, I use modern AI tools to bring early maps and historical accounts to life, allowing us to walk through the dirt streets as they appeared during the dawn of America, a time of brutal survival built at the very edge of the known world. To understand the origins of this city, you have to look at its foundation. New Amsterdam was not built for religious freedom or grand ideals. It was built purely for business. The Dutch West India Company established this remote outpost to harvest beaver pelts, which were highly fashionable back in Europe. The streets were completely unpaved, essentially rivers of mud, shared with roaming pigs and raw sewage. And what we know today as the financial center of the world, Wall Street, was originally exactly that, a massive 12-foot-high wooden wall. It was constructed by the settlers and enslaved Africans to protect their tiny town from Native American attacks and the rival British Empire. Life behind this wall was a constant, terrifying battle for survival. Daily life in this 17th century frontier town was incredibly harsh. Drinking fresh water from the local ponds was a gamble with death, as waterborne diseases ran wild. To survive, everyone, including young children, drank weak beer just to stay hydrated. But it wasn't all misery. The absolute center of social life was the local tavern. Under the dim, smoky light of tallow candles, Dutch merchants, native traders, and weary sailors would gather to drink, trade, and argue in a dozen different languages. It was chaotic, loud, and incredibly diverse, planting the very first seeds for the multicultural New York we know today. But this Dutch outpost on Manhattan Island was destined to be short-lived. In the late summer of 1664, 4 heavy English warships sailed into the harbor, demanding complete surrender. The unpopular Dutch leader Peter Stuyvesant wanted to fight, but the exhausted citizens refused. Without a single shot being fired, New Amsterdam was handed over to the English, and the settlement was officially renamed New York. The wooden houses and windmills eventually burned down or were demolished, swallowed up by the concrete and steel of the modern era. But beneath the towering skyscrapers of Lower Manhattan, the chaotic, muddy origins of America's greatest city still sleep. If you found this journey back to the 1600s fascinating, you won't believe what life was like for the royal guards protecting the kings of Europe during this exact same era. Click the video on your screen to explore the brutal life of a 17th century Danish soldier, and I'll see you there.